Hello and welcome to Woodbridge, the best town around. My name is John McCormick. I'm the mayor of this great town, and we're here today in front of the Woodbridge station on an absolutely beautiful Saturday morning for the NJ Arts Express. Joining me to my left is Recreation Director Brian Molnar. Joining me to my right is Chief of Staff Carolyn Ehrlich. And let me start with you, Carol. This is your idea. This is our second year doing this. It was a lot of fun last year, although a little bit overcast, a little bit of rain. Today was supposed to be a bad day, but it looks like it's going to be really good. Tell me about the whole concept of the Arts Express and how it started and how it's going to work today.
Sure. Well, we are very good. We work very well, have a lot of connections with our neighbors in Rahway. There are two things that really bring us together. Avenel, Woodbridge, and Rahway were all very enthusiastic about the arts. And the other thing that connects the three towns is New Jersey Transit. And so you can hop on a train in Rahway and go to Avenel, and then from Avenel to Woodbridge or Woodbridge to Rahway, however you want to do it. All today. But today, there are going to be concerts and gallery showings all throughout all three towns. It's really exciting, and it's some great acts. So it's something you don't want to miss, and the cooperation is amazing. It's between the towns and New Jersey Transit, and if you want to take the train, it's for free.
I was just going to make sure you said that. That's very, very important. You can hop on and off the train and do things in both three towns.
Right, just so three towns. You can't go from here down to Long Branch.
All right, so tell me, how did this idea start last year?
So, it was something we were playing with for quite a while. Anthony and I had always talked about it. Anthony, he directs APAC, the Avenel Performing Arts Center, and he and the Union PAC, which is in Rahway, had a very good relationship. And finally, the timing was right. The right people were working in Rahway to make this happen. And of course, you and Brian are always on board for things like this, and it just all fell in place.
Of course, Mayor Ray Jacoby's great in Rahway.
Yep.
He's connected to us through his Uncle Vito, who's our business administrator.
Yeah.
And I think he's a terrific mayor, and he's done a great job in Rahway, so it's always a pleasure to work with him.
It's kind of like we're all family.
Right, exactly. All right, let me turn it over to Brian now. The idea comes through Carol and the arts people, and then they turn it over to you to do all the work.
Yeah, you're sitting at your desk, you get a phone call from the chief of staff, I have an idea. So
that's what you should. I got a bad connection.
Well, then you go in there and you try to execute that idea. And we did last year. We have a great team with Bill Brandenburg, who books a lot of our shows, and Anthony with APAC. And, we got together with our staff, Cynthia Knight and Brandon Powell at the Barron Arts Center.
Right.
We all got together and we came up with a format. Like you said, last year, the weather really didn't cooperate with us. But this year, we got a nice little lineup, music all up and down Main Street. The foot traffic on Main Street this year is a lot more than it was because
it's picking up. Yeah, it's picking up.
You drive by at night, you always see people on Main Street. So I'm hoping today, with the weather being nice, I think we're going to, I think we're going to have a good showing today.
So we have both of our art in locations. Barron Arts Center has Train Art, and the Gallery in Maine has its usual display of great art. Both of them have music today, 12 to 3.
Yep.
There's also music behind us, going to start in a minute, and there's also music at the Methodist Church, and then a real good show, Steve Forbert.
Yeah.
Right?
Parker Press.
At Parker Press. He's been here before.
Yep.
He's played paid shows here.
Yes.
And now he comes back for a free show, so that's pretty impressive. And then we have, I think it's Ari Hest, and I think it's Jesse Terry at the Avenel Performing Arts Center tonight at 7:30. So this is a phenomenal collection of art and music all together.
And I know Rahway has, I think they have a mural unveiling. They have some sidewalk performers. So like Harold said, you can hop on the train here. It's a 5-minute train ride to Rahway. You get out, everything Rahway's doing is right around their train station. So you can sit back and forth between all towns and really get a good taste of the arts today.
Yep. All right, great. We'll be back in a minute, folks. We're going to interview some of the band members and let them play. It was really a cool thing last year. I thought this was fun.
Yeah.
Walking with the band up Main Street. It was really, really fun.
And they're a great band.
They're a great band. So, all right, we'll be back, folks. Okay, we're now at the MAC. Everybody thinks they're named the MAC after the Mayor's Advisory Committee. They're not. They're named after me. Let me start with Terry Sharkey. He's the president of the director of the MAC. I hate to use the word president. It's just a bunch of people volunteering. It's hard to say there's a president, but he's the leader of the MAC for many, many years. Terry, once again, thanks. Like so many events in Woodbridge Township, they're successful because of this group here and many others who form the MAC.
Well, thank you, Mr. Mayor. As Jim McGreevy used to say, before you were here, we were the MAC. Sorry to ruin it.
No problem.
No, it's always.
Not about me.
Really? Okay. It's our pleasure to help out in Woodbridge Township. I have the greatest group of volunteers you could ask for. No matter what Carolyn or the mayor come up with a project, we're there. They're there. Sometimes with very little notice. But
Rub it in. Go ahead.
no, it's because there's always so much going on in Woodbridge.
Right.
And, it's a great group of people. I'd like to thank each of them for their efforts and just say, let's have a great day. The weather held. Brian Molnar put me in charge of the weather, the mayor's advisory, and I think we lucked out.
So let's talk about what you do the Paranormal Expo, you do
Okay.
the Senior Olympics, you do the parades, you do the bike race, the 5K races. What am I missing?
Mayor.
The Halloween show.
Halfway to Halloween,
You haven't even had time to rest.
no,
You all worked
Right.
on halfway to Halloween.
Oh, that was just Friday.
we had, last Friday was halfway to Halloween, right? And you followed up with this, so we're good.
I
We're
know you're
good. Yeah,
That's
we're,
why you're here. I want to pass around the microphone. Let's let them
Okay.
introduce themselves.
Hello, my name is Barbara Stewart, and it's always an honor to serve my community and my township, and I don't know where I would be outside of Woodbridge Township. So after 15 years, I thank the mayor and his staff for a wonderful job that we do in this township. I don't know what city can top us.
All right, that's enough.
Hi, I'm Robin Kaplan. I also work at the RISE program, which the mayor does support a lot, so I thank you for that.
Hi, my name is Wedley. It's always a pleasure to be here helping out.
Hi, I'm Peggy Sharkey, and this is the best group to work with.
I am Bob Carosa, and it's great. And we love helping out at all these events. Woodbridge has more events than any town I've ever seen.
Hi, I'm Sheila, and it's an absolute honor to work in this town and to help out.
Hi, I'm Laura Supp. I've been on the MAC for decades.
Hi, I'm Marcia Hutchison, and I've been on the MAC for many, many years, and I enjoy every bit of all the participation we are a part of. Thank you.
And hi, I'm Alexa, and I'm new here.
Well, welcome, Alexa. All right, thanks, folks. We'll be right back with the Across the Bar Band. Is it called, right? Off the Bar. We'll be right back with the Off the Bar Band. I'm now with Tom, the leader of the Off the Bar Brass Band, and here today, and we're going to take a little walk down Main Street with music blaring, and tell me a little bit about the band. Maybe introduce some of your band members.
Band was formed in 2020 when there was a lot of lockdowns. We started by going around the streets of Manhattan, just wandering around to different restaurants, and eventually morphed into a new thing. And we have an incredibly wide library of book music that covers from everything from NOLA from the 40s until modern day pop music. So we go all over the place. And I like to keep the band nice and diverse and cool. We got Neil over here on drums, David over here on the trumpet, Matthew on the tuba, Anya on the saxophone, and we got Ronald over here on bass drum playing today. So we're Off the Bar Brass, and we're absolutely thrilled to be here.
Anya, that's an Irish name. Where are you from?
California.
Oh, darn. So what are you going to play today? What are you, a lot of 40s, a lot of old-time stuff?
Today we brought a bunch of NOLA stuff over, so we're going to be playing New Orleans music. So
Oh,
Orleans brass band
okay.
music.
I'm too old for this stuff, man. But understand that. Yeah, that's cool. That's good stuff.
Yeah, we got a lot of classics, a lot of the true standard NOLA represented music today.
And you're the only guy that was here last year, so you have a whole new group of people.
Yep.
But we had a lot of fun last year. We just went up and down Main Street, and people just started following us. It was a lot of fun.
She is thunder, and I am made of rain. Yeah, wherever she goes, I'll do the same. She can blow the burlap right off your sandbags. She catch you off guard and start trees in the yard and make your dogs tail away. Whoa, she brings the rain. Whoa, she brings the rain. Hey, she brings the rain. She told me one day that her hair had gone green. I said, baby, you look like you. What does it mean? I said, baby, it's a dream that we all have someday soon. Now there are circumstances, some get second chances and settle right back in the dirt. Dreamers like us, we just clean off the dust. Yeah, we feel every bit of the hurt. went down to the demonstration to get my prescription filled. Singing, we're gonna vent our frustration, and if we don't, we're gonna blow a fifth of amps. Singing, you can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. But if you try sometime, you just might find you get what you need. You get what you need. Now I went down to the Chelsea drugstore to get my prescription filled. I was standing in line with Mr. Jimmy, the man. Did he look pretty ill? We decided we would have a soda. My favorite flavor, cherry red. And I sung my song to Mr. Jimmy. And he said one word to me, and that was dead. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. But you try sometime, you just might find get what you need. Now I saw her today at the reception in a glass of bleeding man. She was practiced at the art of deception, but I could tell by her bloodstained hands. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. But you try sometime, you just might find out. You get what you need. Yeah, Rolling Stones.
Hello, welcome to Parker Press Park. Or as I like to say, Happy New Year. My year starts in Parker Press Park. You know, today is the arts train. There's stuff going on in Woodbridge, Avenel, and Rahway. The train between those three towns is free today, and there's stuff been going on all around town. I previously had Ari Hest and Jesse Terry booked at the Avenel Arts Center for tonight, and that's at 7:30 tonight. And then they told me, oh, that's going to be the date of the art train. So you have to have somebody in Parker Press Park that afternoon. So I said, well, Ari and Jesse are two great singer-songwriters, so I said, kind of makes sense to get another great singer-songwriter for Parker Press Park. And honestly, this is the truth, the very first name that popped into my head was Steve Forbert. He's played Woodbridge Township twice before, and please give him a warm welcome. And the next time he's here, we'll be in Avenel Arts Center. I promise you that. So please give a warm welcome to Steve Forbert.
Okay, welcome. Hello, hi. It's been a long time since we stood beside that water, the sun going down, burning peaceful and slow, and the shadows of evening were creeping around us. It's been a long time, been a mighty long time. It's been a long time We used to find it all together. Yeah, the new and the strange. A lot of gambles and dares. Road on a high road, led to the hilltops. It's been a long time, been a mighty long time. Turning wheels, rolling hard, flying down the boulevard. Take it slow, let me breathe. I can't relate, I can't believe. Dirty snow, city lights, tower clocks and lonely nights. Reaching out in love in vain, I can't connect, I can't explain. It's been a long time. We used to laugh away the hours. The summer was kind, and we were kids in the heat. Yeah, the moon on a high moon rose in the twilight. It's been a long time, been a mighty long time. Yeah. It has been a long time. Look around, I might be getting older. Remembering fun. Trying to find it again. Looking into the doorways. Talking to strangers. Well, it has been a long time. It's been a mighty long year. It's been a long time. Been a mighty long, keep on again. Time. It's been a mighty long time. Yeah. Destination. I ain't the kind of cat's gonna just jump into his car and drive. I'm using my transportation. So then when am I going to arrive? And I guess it's just the American in me, and I guess it's just run away I'm apt to be, and I guess it is just they're stopping me out on the freeway, asking me what I do and where in the hell I'm bound. I used to get a lot more leeway. Hey, well now I get a lot more time. And I guess it's just the American in me, and I guess it's just I'm the way I'm out to be, and I guess it is just. All three backed up miles today in those carbon fumes. We're drifting toward the sky. And the sky began to cry, and the thunder with boom. And I'm back once again on the car lot. I ain't even paid for that thing I drove up in here. I might make a trade and I might not, but I know I remain in the dead. Yeah, I remain in the dead. And I guess it's just the American in me, and I guess it is just. Baby, the way I'm out to be, and I guess it's just. Yeah. And I guess it's just the American in me, and I guess it's just. Yeah, the way I'm apt to be, and I guess it's just.